Is a budget projector any good? Well, today we're going to test out one of the top selling projectors on Amazon and put it on the 120-inch projector screen behind me and test it out. So let's open it up and see what we got. This is the Aurzen Boom 3. Full disclosure, I was sent this product for review, but am not receiving any compensation for this video. The Boom 3 retails for about $500, but can often be found on sale for a mere $300. The first all-in-one projector ever. Okay, here's the projector. It's a square, not too heavy, and there's a tripod mount on the bottom there. And this has instructions, a remote, HDMI cord, and power cable. Feels okay. It has buttons for Netflix, YouTube, and Prime Video, but you will need two AAA batteries in order to power this thing on and use it with the projector. And for inputs, you get two HDMI inputs, two USB slots, an auxiliary audio in, and of course you have your power button. And this thing does have a built-in speaker, so you can actually pop this back panel off and you see it has a nice speaker. Now this projector does accept 4K signals, but it is 1080p resolution. So I'm gonna be testing this out on my 120-inch screen from Elite Screens, mounted to the ceiling at a viewing distance roughly 15 feet away. So let's hook it up and see how it looks. 1,000 kilometers south. I'm gonna be honest, the picture quality was better than expected. At 120 inches, the brightness was fine in a completely dark room. I wouldn't want to go any bigger than that though, as the quality does start to dip. The colors are pretty good too. I didn't notice any blotchiness or banding, which is a problem that cheap projectors have struggled with in the past. It's amazing how much budget projectors have improved in recent years, and I'll let you be the judge here. I sat at a viewing distance of about 10 feet away. I wouldn't want to go any closer than that at this size, as resolution starts to become noticeable. It's a 1080p projector, but it did feel closer to 720p quality in my testing. When you first power it on, it will perform an auto keystone correction for the viewing angle and focus. I found this feature to work best when the projector was centered on the screen, but not so well when mounted to the ceiling. That can easily be sorted with a manual keystone correction, which you can perform at any time. There's also an autofocus feature and manual focus diagram you can use with buttons on the remote to adjust your focus. Next, I powered up my PS5 to try out some gaming with Spider-Man 2. No real complaints here. However, you are limited to a 60 Hz signal, which means you're limited to 60 frames per second. Something that did become noticeable here was the edge blur. Now this is an issue with keystone corrections on any projector, where the edges can be a bit fuzzy while the center picture remains sharp and in focus. But how does it look when the lights are turned on? Not quite as good. This is where you're going to see a huge dip in picture quality. That's because the Aurzen Boom 3 is rated for 500 ANSI lumens, which is serviceable in a dark room, but severely lacking in a bright environment. In this case, I would move the projector much closer to the screen, sacrificing size for a brighter display. Now, one last thing I want to touch on here, and that is the sound quality. I had this thing playing Bluetooth to my studio speakers, but it does have internal speakers which you can use if you just flip it around. They are on the back here. They're going to sound best with the back cover removed. So let's see how it sounds. Though this royalty-free track lacks the dynamism of today's top hits, it actually sounds pretty good coming from the Boom 3. It's not my preferred audio experience, but it's plenty loud and will do in a pinch. So is a budget projector like the Aurzen Boom 3 worth it? I'd say yes, so long as you're aware of the limitations around picture quality and brightness. This looks best in a completely dark room against a white screen or wall. If you're going to be using it with the lights on, you'll need to move it closer. But this is an incredibly affordable projector. This whole setup with the 120-inch screen behind me and the Aurzen Boom 3 can be had for under $700, which is an incredible value if you're just getting started with your home theater, or if you want something for travel or to put in the kids' room. This can be a great option. If you're interested in the Aurzen Boom 3, I put a link in the description below where you can check it out. Thanks for watching.